When it comes to weddings, Americans are letting the good times roll, spending an average of 16% more on tying the knot last year than in the previous year. Here with the story is MarketWatch's Quentin Fottrell. Quentin, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So how much was the average American wedding last year?
So people were spending $31,213 on the average American wedding. That's up about 4.5% over the previous year and 16% from 2010, which is a recent low after the recession.
Wow, so that must mean Americans are feeling pretty good about their finances, right?
Right, so it means, well, absolutely. If people are spending on the biggest day of their life and the most expensive day of their life,
right,
you would hope that it bodes well for the rest of the economy.
Absolutely, and there were, of course, some regional variations here. Tell us, not surprisingly, the most expensive place to have your wedding is right here in our hometown.
Guess where? Manhattan, where I won't be getting married if I ever find somebody to marry me. That's $76,328, according to the wedding
on
website.
Average.
Yes, the Knot.com, which provided this data. After like Long Island, North Central New Jersey, it's $53,986. Westchester, Hudson Valley, New York. A lot on the north, around this area actually.
Very expensive.
And Chicago was just under 51,000.
And where are some of the least expensive places to get married?
So actually, Utah, $15,257.
Nice.
It's nearly 5 times less than Manhattan. Arkansas, North Dakota, South Dakota. Don't know whether you want to go there on your honeymoon. Maybe Oklahoma. Maybe Idaho, Oregon. Beautiful. Beautiful place. $19,000. You could have your honeymoon there too.
It sounds like a bargain. Now, when you break down this average of $31,000 a year, roughly, where are the big chunks of that going?
Right. So obviously the biggest chunk, which is about 14,000, is on a venue. 3,587 on the reception band. That's 5,855 on an engagement ring, which they've included in this $2,500 or thereabouts on a photographer, and over $2,000 on a florist or decor. I mean, that seems like a lot. I tell you this, I've been to so many weddings, I cannot tell you any of the flowers at any of the weddings I've ever been to.
Yes, but maybe you would have noticed if they weren't there. You didn't notice them because they were there. No, I don't know.
Okay,
I like flowers, but yes, you're right. That's a lot of money.
That's too profound for me.
I also,
hour of the day.
I also think it's interesting, though, that $31,000 is just about the same amount that can be used for something else very important.
Give or take $92. There's a $92 difference between a 15% down payment on a median-priced home worth $208,700, according to HSH.com. So it's basically, and we've had this discussion before, you have a down payment on a home.
Yes.
Or splurge it on
the wedding,
videographers and flowers.
And
also the Census Bureau came out with details this week that 17% of couples will remarry. So if you're going to get married twice, you might
get the home.
Might want to get the home. Well, you're going to have to split that.
But at least you have some assets to split.
Right, or you're going to pay double the $31,000 on your wedding. So you're going to pay, and if you're getting married in Manhattan, you're going to be paying a lot, $150,000 on your wedding.
And on that cheery note, Quentin Fottrell, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.